You read the title. Let's get into it. Hi, we're gonna do a full face of Milani today. I was checking my analytics on my YouTube page and it said that a lot of you actually search up Milani makeup. So you know what? Why not? Milani is one of those brands that I actually love. It coincides with like Wet n Wild, e.l.f. I ordered all of these products directly off of the Milani website, and let me just say, don't. If you're gonna buy these, get them from your local drugstore, or if you're gonna get them at Target, make sure you price match, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Target, well, a little sus. They've been giving me kind of scammy vibes lately. I went into Target to buy a gua sha, and the box said $20. It was like a set of 3 gua shas, but it was ringing up for $24.99. And so I called them over and I'm like, hey, what's the deal? And they're like, no, it's $24.99. And I'm like, no, the box says $20. Like the actual box said $20. And it was just so difficult to get it price matched. I mean, they still did anyway after me insisting and like finding the product on the actual website, but make sure you check how much everything is actually supposed to cost. Price match if you're gonna get any of this at Target. So really quickly, I'm just gonna show you guys everything that I got. So for the foundation, we got the Conceal and Perfect Smooth Finish Cream to Powder. I actually got 2 concealers. I did order the Conceal and Perfect Long Wear Concealer, but they forgot to ship it to me. Thankfully, I ordered this one as well. This is the Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint, and it is in the shade 110 Pink Rose. I got the Conceal and Perfect Liquid Contour. This is in the shade 01 Honey. For my setting powder, I got the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. For brows, I got the Precision Brow Pencil. I think this is in the shade Espresso. I also got the Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax. Look at the flick of that wrist. Look at the flick of that wrist. For eyeliner, I got the iTech Extreme Liquid Eyeliner. For mascara, I got the TUBING Mascara, the highly rated Lash Extensions Mascara. For blush, I got the Baked Blush. This is in the shade 01 Dolce Pink. For lip liner, I got the Color Statement Lip Liner, and this is in the shade 03 Nude. And then some products I've already had that we're gonna use today also. For lipstick, we're gonna use the shade 430 Secret. Pretty. To blend everything out, we're gonna use these 2 sponges. This one's bigger, this one's smaller. They come in a set together, actually. And lastly, I've had this palette for a really long time. I actually don't think they sell it anymore, but you can still get it on Amazon or Walmart or something like that. It's just like a nice palette. I've used it over the years and I actually really liked it. And then to set everything, we're gonna use the Milani Make It Last Sunscreen, SPF 30. I actually just realized that they threw this in my package by accident. I did not order this.
I did not.
This is the Holographic Eye Topper Hypnotic Lights in the shade 04. Maybe we'll use this. Let's see. Nice. Why am I smelling it? What? So I'm actually gonna start with the Stay Put Brow Wax just to kind of laminate my brows and put them in place. Let me zoom you guys in on my brows. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush that into my eyebrows. It's really creamy. I don't know if this is one of those things that you put on after you fill in your brows or before, but that's the way that I like to do my brows. That looks good. Maybe I let that dry a little bit and then I'll like press it down with my finger. You can see the difference. I know that like skinny brows are in style now. They're like in, but I am not gonna make the same mistake that I made back in the day. I'm not gonna pluck my eyebrows. You know, if you ever do want that skinny brow effect, all you really have to do is get a good brow wax or brow gel and then just like, you know, do the opposite of what I'm doing. Boom. Pam Anderson.
Is this my new wife? Come along! You know her? Come along!
Fix that. This isn't giving me like any white flakes, which is fantastic. My eyebrows are never the same. I have like a weird gap over here. I don't know why, but yeah. Sisters, not twins, always. Okay, so I'm pushing them in place now and they are glued down. Okay, so now that the brow wax is on, I'm just gonna let that sit for the rest of the video. We're gonna revisit the brows at the end once we do the base and everything. Now we're gonna go in with the cream to powder foundation. I did use this already, so I kind of have an idea of how it works and the finish that it leaves. So basically it's like, it's a cream foundation but it dries down like a powder. I used to use like a Makeup Forever blurring velvety powder foundation that I was obsessed with, but I stopped using it because they're not cruelty free. Get with the times, people. Come on, get with the times. It's such a big selling factor, you know? Anyway, it's like it comes like this. Oh, there's a mirror. Oh, that's awesome. The product is on this side, the mirror is on that side, and of course I'm dropping things already. We're gonna use the sponge that comes in the product itself rather than using one of the sponges that I have over there, just to see how this works. We're gonna go in. It's interesting. Okay, this might not be my shade. Oh no, pretty good. Now this is something that leaves a very, very natural finish. I actually love it. Oh, also I didn't mention my skin was already prepped and primed, so I had done all of my skincare and I put on my SPF before this. Make sure your skincare routine is on point because that is the biggest factor in how your makeup sits on your face. I don't wear primer. I feel like my SPF functions like a primer would. It's actually very light coverage. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I would say this is light to medium coverage, and it's super blurring on your skin as well. There are some streaks over there. I don't love the way this applicator works, so I am just gonna go in with my damp beauty blender just to press that all in. Nice, that's a lovely finish. I think that's so beautiful. Let's do another layer just to see if it is buildable. So again, I'm just gonna go in with the puff. I think you're supposed to smear it. I don't think you're supposed to pat it. I don't know. And I'm just gonna press it in with that again. Maybe it's best to just directly go in with your sponge. So now that I did the second layer, I'm starting to see it on my skin more. It's kind of bringing out my dry patches. See? Moving on. Next, we're gonna go in with the Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint. I was gonna use this together with the concealer, but they didn't send me the concealer despite the fact that I ordered it. But that's okay, I've been using this for the last few days and I kind of understand how the finish is. I think it'll function okay on its own. I'm just gonna squeeze some directly underneath my eyes, and then I'm gonna use the small little sponge to blend it out. Let's do a small amount there, and a small amount there. It's really pink. But when it blends, it kind of just like blends really, really light, and it's like not full coverage. But it's not supposed to be full coverage, it's a tint. Super lightweight, I'll give it that. It's very, very lightweight, which I like. I don't like when there's a lot of product buildup, especially around my eye area, because I have very creasy under eyes. Actually, I've been struggling with my under eyes lately. You guys wanna see what happened to them? I'm just gonna plop a picture of my under eyes over here. That is how I've been waking up every day for the last month. Only this past week did it go away. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was an allergy. I don't know if it was because I was sick and I had like sinus pressure, but holy shit, I would be waking up every day to my face being engorged. It wouldn't just stay in the morning, it would stay throughout the entire day and it would like inflate and deflate. I don't know what happened, but thankfully it's kind of gone now. If this ever happened to you, let me know. Anyway, that is the under eye tint. I think it's nice. I wouldn't really use it on its own every single day because it didn't really seem to do anything. To be honest. Let's build it up a little bit. I know I just said I don't like when there's a lot of product sitting underneath my eyes, but I have to see if it's buildable. I'm gonna pass on this one. It feels like a lotion with like a little bit of a tint to it. Not my thing. Let's contour. This actually I'm super excited about. And this is in the shade Honey. Poof poof. I've already used it. So I'm gonna squeeze some out and applying. And I'm just going with the contours of my face, the natural contours. Actually, my natural contour is down here, right there. But I always apply it a little bit higher so that way when I blend out, it doesn't go below my contour line. I'm just gonna use the big sponge, the one that I used to blend out my foundation. Yeah, I love this. This is nice. If you're my complexion and you want like just a day-to-day contour that's not too heavy and that's not too obvious, I think this one is a great option. Now let's contour the nose. It's like barely visible on my nose. Why? Something I always do is contour my lips. It's like flat over here, so that's kind of convenient. I know, it's so not satisfying that I'm not using a brush for any of this, but when I say full face of Milani only makeup, we're doing only Milani. I'm not gonna cop out and use brush from another brand. Okay, I'm gonna leave the front over here not super blended out, because I do still wanna kind of keep that line, but blend it out with other products later. All right, so let's go in with the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. I don't like these clips. I don't need them. I might need them. I have like the little fishnet sifter thingy over there. I am not gonna use a wet sponge. I'm gonna use one of these pads I have, and I'm just gonna press that, put it wherever I wanna set my makeup. I'm gonna zoom you in again. I don't know why I keep zooming the camera out. I should probably just keep it zoomed in. I'm not a fan of setting powders in the first place, especially not under my eyes. I'm not wowed by it, but it's nice. Close that up. I am gonna take some of the residue that's on this and just put it on my eyelid. So I'm gonna leave the base as is right now, and we're just gonna focus on the eyes. Let's go in with the brow pencil. We already put the brows in place. Let's see how they're doing. Yeah, those are not moving. So I'm just gonna go in with the brow pencil, and I'm just gonna fill in wherever I have gaps. I always try to make my eyebrows straighter than they actually are. I always keep it very light-handed in the front and then a little heavier from here onward. And I'm gonna go in with the Bold Obsessions palette. I know I said I wouldn't use a brush, but I have to for this. I'm gonna use just a regular blending blush that is dirty with this shade up top over here. It's like a taupey nude color, and I'm just gonna kind of brush it all over my lid. We're gonna revisit that. I'm gonna go in with the iTech Extreme Liquid Eyeliner. Now, I am an eyeliner snob. I have been doing my eyeliner since the age of 12. I am very picky with which eyeliners I actually like. My go-to, where are you? My go-to is the Wet n Wild eyeliner. This is the brown one just because I've been on like a brown eyeliner wave lately. I usually just start, whenever I do my liquid liner, I start from the middle and I make my way outward, and then I connect it all. It's really precise. I guess that's the good thing about these kind of felt eyeliners. They don't lose their shape. Everybody was really into the Rare Beauty liquid liner, and I bought it, and at first I thought it was a felt tip, but it actually isn't. It's a bunch of feather tips. Let me see if you can like smush together as a felt tip. It loses its shape. The feathers, like, they pop out. You see, so that is the upside of these kind of liquid liners, is that they never lose their shape. Let me see if I can tightline with this. There have been like a select few liquid liners that I've been able to put in my upper waterline to really like close that gap, so let's see. Yeah, seems like it doesn't bleed. The way I test to see if I can tightline with it is if I put it on, and then if I blink, if it bleeds, I can't, and if it burns my eye, I can't. Playing with fire. All right, that looks good. The shade is 01 Blackest Black, but my one pet peeve is that it's not black enough. Keeping the focus on the eyes, I'm just gonna go back in with this palette, and I'm gonna take this brown shade down here. It's called Brunettes Have Fun. I'm just gonna dip into that. I have this like color swatch thingy here that I'm just gonna like really quickly tap the excess product off into, because I don't want this to be too bold. And I'm just gonna go under. So I did that on both eyes, and I connected it to my wing as well, and just really, really like, I like kind of like a smoked out, intensified, grungy look. So I'm just gonna bring it all under, kind of like enhancing my eye bags a little bit, but work with what you got. I am gonna take that shade again, just on this blending brush, just tap off the excess, like really tap off the excess, and just put it up here as well, just to make sure that all kind of matches, you know? Cool, so I'm gonna leave the eyes like this for now, and then maybe towards the end of this video, I'll go in with this topper. I really like how it looks right now and I kind of don't want to mess with it. So I feel like Milani mascaras are really good. I always use the anti-gravity mascara and I love it, but I saw a lot of hype around this one, and this is supposed to be like a tubing mascara. Like it says lash extensions. A tubing mascara creates like a fake lash on top of your lash. It like coats your lash with tubes of mascara. I personally love tubing mascaras because I think they're really fun to remove. I just like take my lash and just go like that and they just fall off. It's so satisfying. They can also be a miss because they can be very clumpy. Okay, so off the bat, the wand is great. I love it. Every time I put mascara on, I make sure I shake it from side to side and I pull up while I'm shaking from side to side. So off the bat, I'm noticing that it's really liquidy. So be careful when applying this because it could transfer to your eyelid really easily. So that's one coat. My eyes are getting really itchy and you can actually kind of see they're like starting to puff up down here. You know, I do have a nickel allergy and a lot of eyeliners and mascaras have iron oxides in them, which contain nickel. So this might be it. All right, let's go in with a second coat. I feel like the second coat is making a difference because the first coat, not gonna lie, was not impressed. Okay, so the more you put on, I feel like the more it creates that false lash effect. Also, the more it transfers onto your eyelid. Oh my God. Yeah, the length is there, but I don't like this. So the way it transfers is too much for me. I don't want to have to be so careful when applying my mascara. Yeah, if you ever get mascara on your eyelid or something, just wait for it to dry and then take a spoolie and it comes right off. But still, that's kind of annoying. The length is there. It like definitely gave me length, but it's not the style lash that I want. It's very spidery and clumpy. I'm not gonna put any on my lower lash line. I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna go in with the Baked Blush. And this is in the shade Dolce Pink. I used to use one of these back in the day and I think it was Bella Bellini. I think that's the shade. And I loved it. That was my favorite blush ever. But this time I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I know Bella Bellini, I know it's amazing. And again, I said I wouldn't use a brush for anything here because Milani doesn't make brushes.
Flashback.
When I say full face of Milani only makeup, we're doing only Milani. I'm not gonna cop out and use brush from another brand.
End of flashback.
But I have to use a brush for this. I'm just gonna go in with this e.l.f. brush. Ooh, wait a minute. I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a lot of fallout. This is really light. There's not like, you can see there's not, I have to like just keep applying it. It's still really pretty though, I will say. Put a little bit on my nose. I didn't fully blend out my contour before because I wanted that line to stay there because I was gonna put blush on top of it anyway, and I think, yeah, good job. Good job. This blush is super subtle. I feel like it's really hard to get carried away with this one. All right, so then to top it off, we're gonna do our lips. We're just gonna go in with the lip liner. And as usual, we're gonna overline a little bit. Always overline just in the center points over here and then go with your natural lip line on the side. I'm just gonna put on the lipstick on top of it. I'm just gonna pat. Still a little too dark for me. I would prefer something more nudie, but I know you're probably like, this is so nude, but I don't know, too sharp for me. Let's go in with the Hypnotic Lights topper just to see what that looks like. Why not? Just a tiny bit. And let's use our finger. I'm gonna use this one. Oh yeah. I love just having a nice light shimmer on my eyelids instead of like a heavy eyeshadow. So that's really pretty. It's really holographic. It has like purpley hues to it. So love that. Thanks Milani for including that in my package by accident. Let's spray our face with the Make It Last sunscreen, which honestly, great product. I love this. A setting spray plus sunscreen, that's fantastic. Nice. I feel like sunscreen usually gives you like a glowy look, like a very dewy finish, so love that. This really smells like sunscreen. This is the look. I think it's fantastic. I'm gonna leave it as is, and I'm gonna go about my day. Thank you guys for watching. It's getting dark, so perfect timing.